Classic. George Webb, been around forever. I spent many of my evenings late in the night at a George Webb on Howell Avenue. Let's talk to Ryan Stamm. He's vice president of George Webb Restaurants, who joins us on the hotline. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. Glad to be on with you guys today. Wish I was at the golf course, but
we wish you were here too.
So I know this is a big deal for George Webb. Certainly you get a lot of publicity, but for the folks who operate the restaurants, for the company itself, and for you, this has got to be just so exciting and so thrilling that this almost happened twice, but here we are. We finally got it done. The Brewers did yesterday on the field at American Family. This has to be a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal for the community, for our fans, for everybody. But I mean, this team is so special. They won 11 in a row last month, and we kind of got ready then. I thought they'd pull it off, and I never thought, a few weeks later, here we are, another winning streak to hit the 12 games. So it's been crazy. It's been fun.
So what does that look like when you get ready, because you're right on the cusp of it with 11 games, and then it doesn't happen? How much of that is like, are you pre-ordering meat, and does that meat stay, or what does it actually look like to get ready for something this big?
Yeah, the meat is obviously an important ingredient in that burger.
Yeah, I think so.
Our vendors in Kenosha, so it's really easy to work with them. They're huge Brewer fans. They know that if that 12th game happens, they're going to get our product run and get us ready to go. So it's a blessing to have a vendor like that that's local, and that our Brewers fans and watch the winning streak like we do.
Ryan, as somebody who works in an industry that serves people food, it's really more than that. This is, I said, classic, and George Webb's been around forever in the Milwaukee area and even beyond. I know there's a store in Franklin, a restaurant in Franklin. From the corporate side of things, how excited are you all to sort of celebrate with all of us the success the Brewers have had on the field this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're super excited. I mean, this team is amazing, and it's the way they're winning and how they're doing it, and to just look at the history of this giveaway, that it's only happened 3 times. In 87, when they won 13 in a row to win the season, to start the season, was obviously super special. But these winning streaks are all unique in their own way. 2018 was a playoff run, and this winning streak's just as special. We're gonna ride this out, and this team is gonna go far.
So as far as what happens if it happens again this season?
It could.
I mean, it seems like with this team, we could happen again. Is it just the same deal stands? It's not a once-a-season stick?
I don't know. I'm not ready to answer that yet.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, a 24-game, another run, that would be crazy. That would be that would be interesting. But we're going to get through this one first.
Fair enough.
All right, so I know that a lot of people are sort of waiting for that announcement, and I'd love to have you say right now when it's going to be, but when will we know when we can go get those burgers, and for some people a voucher for a burger, because I'm a collector and I also like the voucher side of this thing. When will we know that big news, when people can actually go do this?
Yeah, we're almost there. I mean, we're going to make an announcement at noon today on our website and on our social media platforms. It's going to be next week. We have that locked in. It's just we got to kind of button up some things and make sure we're ready to go and get some trucks in our docks and some food in our restaurants. But we'll make that announcement today at noon. But we will have vouchers ready for customers to come in and get them starting this weekend. So people can visit our stores, get the voucher. If they don't want to wait in line, we understand that. They can come back at a later date and redeem that voucher for a free burger.
So when you say they can find out at noon, what is the website and where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, it's georgewebb.com. It'll be right on our homepage, and it'll also be on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts.
Perfect.
All right. Well, if you're picking a day of 5 next week during the week, Wednesday is my best day for me, my schedule. So
I'll keep that in mind. I'll make a notation on that right now.
All right.
Next Wednesday is my anniversary. So
well, come on.
It'd be a very big wedding gift to us, Ryan.
We're handing it to you, but we'll eagerly await that announcement. Ryan Stamm, he's vice president of George Webb Restaurant. First of all, thanks for doing this. It's a great celebration, and I think Kristin nailed it. After all the bad news over the weekend, at least in the natural disaster side of news, to have this sort of a story, the excitement about the Brewers, which is an incredible season, and then a classic Milwaukee restaurant and beyond, like George Webb is partnering with everybody, with all of us to sort of celebrate that. I appreciate it from my perspective as a fan and somebody who likes George Webb, spent a lot of time there. Thanks for doing this.
No, I appreciate those kind words, and we all need to pick me up right now. So this is great timing in that aspect.
All right. Good luck on the announcements. We're going to take a break here. She's Kristin. I'm Steve. It's Point Taken live from Delavan. We're at the Majestic Oaks Golf Course. Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors, who are our presenting sponsor for the WTMJ Classic. It is a gorgeous day. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about and some serious things that we often discuss on the show. We'll do all of that after this on 620 WTMJ.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
The 2025 Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes presented by Nuns. See 12 new homes by MBA builders in 2 Menominee Falls neighborhoods, Quietwood and Bella Vista Estates. See the latest new home designs, grand finishes, and cutting-edge features in convenient subdivision locations that offer exciting opportunities to build your dream home. Don't miss the Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes, August 9th through September 1st. For tickets and hours, visit mbaparadeofhomes.com today.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. Consider joining us Saturdays at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. I love the show because it really highlights all the great things that are wonderful in our awesome state. Especially during the summer, it's fun. We're going to spin you around the state. This week, we head north. It's the Northwoods and Rhinelander. That's going to be a really fun conversation. And a new dog park comes to downtown Milwaukee. We'll have that discussion with Milwaukee Downtown. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 19th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 19th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Oh, we're broadcasting live from Delavan. Yes, beautiful Delavan, sun-kissed fairways. We got the putting green. We got partners out here. We got a lot of fun being had. Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors for making this all possible. All of our great partners at WTMJ. Majestic Oaks Golf Course at beautiful Lake Lawn Resort. Quick history lesson. So in my private sector work, we had our annual meeting here for like 20 straight years.
Oh, wow. So you know these grounds
I played
intimately.
these. Yeah, I played these courses. I've stayed in the rooms. It's a fun resort. If you've never been here, check it out. The cool thing about the course, one, the layout is really spectacular, but the trees are mature. You don't see courses with this kind of beautiful scenery, I guess is the way I'd put it. A lot of courses are like prairie now. They have trees that are like 100-some years old here. So beautiful course. If you ever get a chance, come out here and check it out. Or you had sort of a tie-in to this George Webb story.
So I have a good friend, shout out to Sergio, who works for Zizzo Group.
Sergio Garcia?
No.
No.
And so I saw him last night. So he works for Zizzo. Zizzo is one of the ad agencies that George Webb works with. And so he was looking exhausted. I was like, why are you so tired today? He's like, I spent all day in the George Webb mascot costume.
That's got to be hot.
And so I guess what happened, so obviously as one of their clients, and so he found out that the mascot costume was available. And so he does not work for George Webb, but he just saw the opportunity of the content that could be created. So he over-delivered, got that costume on, and just went around in the costume all day yesterday, which is incredible because our teammates, Will and Alex, on ESPN, who went back despite getting so much flack the first time.
They went back again and did it?
They went back again and set up their lawn chairs despite them being blamed for jinxing it the last time. And so now I know he has pictures with those guys. He was talking to Richie Burke from Milwaukee Uncut. Yeah. And so, so now you know. You're not supposed to always know who the mascot is behind the mask, but now I know.
Have you ever worn one of those costumes?
I have not.
I have not either. I've always been intrigued by it.
It doesn't seem comfortable. It seems
in the
hot.
wintertime, yes. Summer, no.
No, but it's like the fact that they're also doing all of those. I mean, especially when you talk about the NBA, but all the acrobats and stuff of like trying to flip your body and dunk a basketball with a hat on, like a head mask thing like that on.
See, I think it would unlock my creativity. I think I'd be dancing a lot and gyrating.
Just uninhibited.
Yeah.
Like dance like no one's watching. That would be
yeah, exactly. Because they don't know who you are. I think that would be fun.
Would you like screw with people? Would you do? I feel like you do a lot of pranks if you had the.
I would be a prankster.
Invisibility.
Yeah, you creep up behind people, scare little kids. You know, because a lot of little kids do not like those mascot things.
Have you seen
I
the
didn't
new
like
trend
when I was a
of
kid.
the Grinch at Christmas time of people dressing up as the Grinch and scaring the heck out of
Well, I mean, that's scary.
toddlers? It is scary. I was like, who does this? Who subjects their children to just terrifying them?
Some people do that.
You know, you gotta. It's
Maybe
content.
you think it toughens them up? All right. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. After the break, we're going to be joined by an individual who our audience knows very well, who owns a George Webb.
This is I don't know if ironic is the word that I want to use, but it's very fun.
All right. Quick break. We'll be back with the George Webb owner, who you all know, or you will know in a second on WTMJ.
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano from Wisconsin's Morning News. It's baseball season, which means Brewers 360 is back every day at 8:40. Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Every day, all season long, we're joined exclusively by Brewers guests, including manager Pat Murphy and more. So Murphy, as we're wrapping up our interview.
Great talking to you. Really enjoyed it, okay?
I was like, you did? Is he just in a good mood, or what'd y'all do to Murph?
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi for Avon. I had some snoring issues. Kept my poor wife, Kathy, up at night. That's not good for anybody, especially Kathy, she would tell you. Poor sleep sometimes leads to those grouchy mornings. For me on the radio, for you at work maybe. To put it simply, my nose wasn't working properly. I went to Avon. I had that conversation. That's often the hard part, making the appointment, going to talk to someone about whatever is ailing you. But they put me at ease. They answered my questions. We added in a little simple sleep study at home in my own bed. They determined my problem, sinuses and nasal passages. After a short procedure done in one of their great offices, back to breathing better than ever, sleeping through the whole night. If you struggle like I used to, take the time to see how Avon can help you. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
This week on What's on Tap with Sandy Max, your chance to win tickets to a meaningful musical night. You could win 2 tickets to Morgan Freeman's Symphonic Blues Experience with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Morgan Freeman will be there in person with his unmistakable voice and undeniable passion for the blues to take you on this soulful storytelling journey. Morgan Freeman's Symphonic Blues Experience with the MSO, November 2nd at the Riverside Theater. Tickets on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. Tune into What's on Tap with Sandy Max this week from 6 to 8 for your chance to win.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
We are broadcasting live from Delavan. Yes, where are we? Majestic Oaks Golf Course, Lake Lawn Resort, the Pella Windows and Doors Classic, WTMJ Golf Classic. All right, so this is something it was a factoid I knew, but I've been waiting to take this opportunity because a lot of folks who listen to this show and my previous show know that Rick Essenberg is the president of the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. Does a great job there. Smart guy, one of the smartest people I know. But he also, factoid, owns a George Webb restaurant. Do you believe this?
This was not on my bingo card.
No. He joins us on the hotline. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning.
So
just a Brewers fan.
Right?
It is. So for folks who don't know, and you don't have to go into too much detail, how is it that Rick Essenberg of Will fame owns a George Webb restaurant to this day?
my dad was a retired firefighter, worked for the city of Greenfield. And he always had a side hustle, and ultimately came to own 3 George Webb franchises. He died a couple years ago. My sister and I inherited 2. We have 1 left. It is the George Webb's on 76 in Lawson in Franklin. You'll rarely see me there because we have a great manager. But, yes, I own a George Webb's, and nevertheless, I was at the game yesterday with my sister, as it turns out, and we rooted hard for the Brewers to win this game so that people could have our hamburger.
That is so exciting. So I guess what goes into owning what's been the learning curve so far as owning a George Webb's?
Well, you know, as I said, we have a great manager. The one thing I've learned is that the restaurant business is very, very difficult, and the margins are very, very slim. And so my public service announcement for this hamburger giveaway is if you go and get, free hamburgers and do that, tip your server based upon what you would have paid, because they have to work just as hard, notwithstanding the fact that you're getting a freebie.
For your location there on 76 in Rawson and Franklin, which I know very well, there's a lot of stuff happening at that corner. So the logistics to get this all up and running for next week, which is when apparently the giveaway is happening, what do you have to do at the local level? I know you're not running the store or the restaurant, but what has to happen?
Well, you got to make sure that you have enough people on. The sort of the logistics of that, I think, are handled by Webb Corporate. They have to be sure that there's enough supplies in order to do that. But I suspect that you've done it twice before. It's gone all right. It's gone well, and I think they can do it again.
Will you be making an appearance at the location at some point?
Well, my sister is insisting on it. She wants to be there. And so, yes, we'll be there for this because, it's a fun civic event. I mean, it's happened 38 years ago. It happened in 2018, so this is the third time it's only ever happened. And, if you're an old guy like me, you remember, the old copies in the Milwaukee Journal, opening that thing up and seeing these ads that said George Webb predicts that the Brewers will win 12 straight games this year.
Absolutely.
Well, it was never going to happen back then, but it's apparently turning into a quite frequent event now.
Right.
Are you going to wear one of those little short order cook hats? I could see you in one of those.
I don't have one of those, but I do have a personalized, grilling apron that I got for Christmas one year. So I don't know. Maybe I'll.
There you go.
Correct.
All right, I love it. I know you're a huge Brewers fan. If you know when you're going to be out at your location, send me a text. I'd love to meet you out there. We'll shoot a little video or something. Rick, I know you got a busy schedule today. I know you're a huge Brewers fan. Make a prediction. George Webb predicts 12 straight wins. Well, they've done that now 3 times. What's your prediction for the Brewers?
101 wins. They take the division, and I think they're going to the series. And the problem is, and here's why. They play baseball like our Little League coaches told us to play back in the day. They take the extra base. They field. They do everything right. They're very selective in their pitch count. And so people think that they're lucky because something happened and they just happened to have a guy on third base who scored. Well, there's a reason that they had that guy on third base. I think that they're changing the game. They're going back to playing smart baseball and not simply swinging for the fences.
My friend Rick Essenberg, for today, he's just a George Webb restaurant owner.
Franchisee.
Rick, thanks for coming. I know you got a busy day. We'll talk soon. But let me know when you're going to be out there. I'd love to come out to that location. It's a fantastic spot. Rick Essenberg, president of the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to get some more serious stuff as well.
You don't want to just talk about George Webb for 2 hours?
I could, but I don't know if that's good radio content, as they like to say at our sort of monthly meetings. The story's so thrilling. One, because it's about success, and for those of us who are Brewers fans, we know the team has had great regular season success, but not in the playoffs. Like a lot of our other teams. Packers, same thing.
We're very lucky here. I think that's the thing. It's like in the last decade of how lucky we've been as far as teams that consistently do well. Now, we don't have as many championships as we would like, obviously, but that's how every year you want to win a championship. But the fact that all three of our major teams are consistently good is really fun.
I'll make a prediction. I mean, if the Brewers were lucky enough, and this is a big, what if, to win a World Series, I've been to Packers celebrations for Super Bowls. I've been to the Bucs celebration. We anchored from the parade route. This would be that times 10. Lots more to get to on the show. Before we get to that, we got local news with Connie Weber, and now the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Secretary of State Marco Rubio talking briefly about tomorrow's summit in Alaska between President Trump and Russian President Putin. Rubio says a ceasefire is critical.
The longer these wars go on, the harder they are to end. And even as I speak, even as we talk here now, there are changes happening in the battlefield which have an impact on what one side views as leverage or the other.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis now says he's preparing to open a second immigration detention facility in North Florida to go along with the one in the Everglades known as Alligator Alcatraz, the new facility to be housed at a state prison about 40 miles west of downtown Jacksonville. Prices up at the wholesale level, surging last month. They were up 0.9% in July compared to the month before and up 3.3% over last year at this time. As more National Guard troops arrived in Washington, D.C. overnight to patrol the streets, some protested their presence. There were also ICE vehicle checkpoints set up, pulling over drivers. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. Two deadly shootings hours apart on Milwaukee's northwest side. First, just after 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, 46th and Clark killed a 23-year-old. Then 3 hours later, another 23-year-old killed near 42nd and Hope. No arrests in either case yet. 29-year-old man, Adam Gurney of Janesville, arrested after police were contacted by authorities in North Carolina regarding a missing girl. Police say Gurney traveled to Clay County in North Carolina to meet the girl, brought her back to Wisconsin. They were both spotted at his home in Janesville. The girl is now back with her parents. Pizza Man is closing its Wauwatosa location. According to our news partners, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, the restaurant cited unsuccessful lease negotiations with the landlord and economic challenges. Pizza Man's operated at the Mayfair Collection for over 10 years. Its last day will be August 24th. The Downer Avenue location in Milwaukee remains open. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is now down 154 points, 44,767. The Nasdaq is down 53 at 21,659. The S&P 500 down 14 points at 6,452. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-43 north, about a mile beyond the ramp from Holt Avenue. There were some lane closures due to debris. It looks like that has been cleared off. There is some flooding on the roadway. I-41 north, almost a mile beyond the ramp from County Line Road. That flooding has closed the right lane. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County till tonight, Waukesha County for Saturday, Kenosha County till Sunday. Mostly sunny today, maybe some haze and smoke in the air, high 78. Mostly clear and 65 overnight. Sunny, warm tomorrow with a high of 84. And then for the weekend into Monday, we have a chance of showers and storms all 3 days. Saturday's high 88, Sunday 85, Monday's high 82. 75 in Madison, 74 in Green Bay, and 73 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, do it this week. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I visit often. The Friday, all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with a great old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy an 8-ounce grilled salmon, 2 scallops, and 2 shrimp with broccoli risotto topped with an all-new sweet teriyaki sauce. Also includes veggies, your choice of super salad, and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $54.99. And that's for 2 dinners. Relax with a cocktail on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is a summer must-see. It's gorgeous. And this Saturday only, enjoy 2 grilled salmon, scallops, and shrimp dinners for under $55. Dinner starts at 3. Arrive early. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. every night. Desserts or buy one, get one free. Call and reserve today. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
We are broadcasting live. It is absolutely picture perfect out here. Sun-kissed fairways, as they like to say. I like to say hello, friends, because that's what they say on golf broadcasts. And
Is that what they say? Is that why you said that?
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. The Masters is where that usually comes out. Anyway, we are broadcasting live from the beautiful Majestic Oaks Golf Course, Lake Lawn Resort, which is fantastic. If you've never experienced this place, which I have many times, come and check it out. Delavan, easy ride, 43. Get off at 50. Boom. It's literally.
It actually was a really easy drive out here.
Yeah, we drove together. We had some fun playing some music.
I saw you've become a full-on Jeep owner because you've embraced the rubber duckies.
I have. Those are for my grandkids.
I know.
Yeah,
I have some more to give you. Did they have? Because I thought the whole thing was they come from other Jeep owners.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work.
It's like gifting.
But
we had a rubber ducky advent calendar last year. We have plenty of rubber. We have a lot. I would be happy to offer.
Because I would like to give them to other Jeep owners.
Them. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And also, you can't do this without mentioning Pella Windows and Doors, who sort of helps us put all of this together, and all our great partners. I'm looking at a HoriconBank.com tent right here. They're having a putting contest.
Rose is here.
Rose is great for Fox Road Travel, the Loyal Family guys from Loyal Family Renovations, and many, many more of our partners who you'll hear from throughout the day probably, and certainly are having fun on the course. It is perfect. All right, so this is one of those more serious topics, sort of.
Well, it's interesting. It's just there's so much prevalence of drinking. Well, this has been a trend for a little while. I think if you talk to bar owners, if you talk to beer sales or liquor sales, that people are drinking less. Well, now we have some data behind it. So only 54% of Americans say they imbibe adult beverages, making it the lowest number in 90 years of Gallup polling.
It's interesting because I have seen that change happen.
It's every demographic. It's because I think we've seen Gen Z is drinking less, but it's across demographics. People are just drinking less. And I came out of that environment. I was a bartender for many years. I certainly was somebody who celebrated the bar culture for all of my, I'll admit, high school and college. Oh, yeah. Like I have always been deep in drinking culture. And it's interesting because I would say I don't have that many friends right now that I feel like are drinking less. We're drinking less because we're older and we have kids and we can't be hungover in the morning, right? So like that's part of it. But I don't have a ton of sober friends who are just like, I just don't drink anymore. I often think, God, if I just didn't drink, how much more productive would I be? Because you talk to people who are sober,
right?
They sleep better, they think clearer, they just are in a better mood, and all these different advantages to not drinking. And that is one of the things that is listed as why the alcohol consumption is going down. Because I don't know if you remember, but on his way out, the previous Surgeon General made an announcement of like, this is the third leading cause of cancer.
Right.
Like drinking is really bad for you. And it seems like people actually took that to heart.
Is that an occasional drink or drinking every day?
It was drinking. Well, here's the thing that's tricky, right? Because I think a lot of us, what is moderate drinking is relative, right? What we think is moderate drinking is not what science and like actual health experts say is moderate drinking. And so I think that was saying if you have 3 to 4 drinks most days of the week, which I know some people who do that, if I'm being honest.
Well, if I'm being honest, I could go 2 weeks without having a drink, and then I could have a drink 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm not a scheduled drinker. I also know friends of mine who drink every day and often at home. I don't drink that much at home, although in the summer we're outside probably then I would. But in the wintertime, I'm not sitting in my chair.
Pouring a glass of wine at 5 p.m.
I might
Pavlov's
be,
dog.
but that'd be like one day of the week. It certainly wouldn't be every day.
I certainly get to the end of the day at like 5 or 6 p.m. I was like, oh, a drink sounds good right now.
Of course. Take the edge off, it's like some people like to say.
My toddler's running around. It's like,
Here's my cautionary thing on this, though, or this is my concern. I've also seen, because I've done talk shows for 9+ years, where it's like there's reports that a glass of wine is actually good for you.
I think more science is coming out now and saying that's not true. But so so there's one thing with the health stuff. Another thing is, this is from Morning Brew. I mean, I saw this reported on in many different articles this morning, but this is the one that I'm reading from is from Morning Brew. One reason is that no one has any money. So this is that's essentially what Barclays beverage analyst Lawrence Wyatt told the Financial Times, though he sees the economic outlook improving long term. In the meantime, nicotine is the preferred vice over beer. That's not good. And then obviously, I think the other thing that we can point to is the increase in people choosing weed over booze.
That I think the culture has changed. We sort of, I think I realize people used to drink and drive. We don't do that to the degree we used to, although it's still a big problem, especially in this state. And it's always concerning when you have a state like Wisconsin is most of the drunkest counties in the country are in our state. That's not a good thing.
See, I always wonder about that, though, because I think the culture of almost being proud of drinking is very embedded in our culture versus some of the other like southern states where evangelicals and certain there's more shame around drinking. So a lot of that's self-reported, right?
Right.
So not that I think we do drink a lot here, but as far as the self-reporting of how much we drink, I think is also unique to here.
Would you? I know we got to take a break, so maybe we'll kind of carry this over to the next segment. Do you think any of this is due to sort of the rise of conservatism, extreme conservatism?
Do you think extreme conservatives drink less?
I don't know. There's certainly some traditions that say they don't like alcohol in their homes, and some of it's faith-driven as well.
Teetotalers?
Yeah. Puritanism is the term that was ancient.
Well, we do know that because earlier this week we were talking about how this reclassifying weed, which President Trump has floated.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this seems like an easy win for him because most polls say just legalize weed already. His base, turns out, MAGA not super happy about that. So maybe we could talk about that on the other side of this.
If you have a thought, and I'm curious because we threw that term out there, how would you, on the text line 855-616-1620, how would you define moderate drinking? I'm just curious what people's thoughts on that are. And we'll get into the story of where this maybe goes politically, if there is any real leadership and direction on the subject of alcohol consumption in the country. We are broadcasting live from Delavan, Lake Lawn Resort, Pella Windows and Doors, WTMJ Classic. It is a gorgeous day out here. We're having fun with our partners and our teammates. Hopefully you're having fun doing whatever you're doing, especially celebrating the Brewers' 12 straight wins. And thanks to George Webb for all of the fun we had in the first half hour. Lots more to come on Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One Collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Will also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. So don't turn on your oven today. Enjoy a free pizza at the Mine Shaft. Buy one pizza, get one free. Buy 5, get 5 free pizzas. You want 100 pizzas? You'll get 100 free pizzas. Any size, any quantity. Coaches, bring in your soccer and baseball team for free pizza. Your players will love that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your hardworking employees. Order now and pick up your free pizza shortly. They will appreciate you. Don't cook. Take your family to the cool and comfortable Mine Shaft for free pizza. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Buy one pizza today, get one free. Just walk on in. And the Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $7.99. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft Restaurant. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Thanks for joining us. We are actually not in downtown Milwaukee. We are at the beautiful Lake Lawn Resort, Delavan, Wisconsin, Majestic Oaks Golf Course. It is the Pella WTMJ Classic, Golf Classic.
We're in the Pella Windows and Doors mobile studio.
Yeah. We got cameras, so if you're watching on YouTube, shout out to you guys. It's I was goofing around before Sun-Kissed Fair. It's absolutely gorgeous out. There's light wind, perfect for golf. It's not too hot yet.
Not too cold.
Not too cold. It's actually perfect temperature.
Goldilocks. It's the Goldilocks of weather.
You know, a drink would go down good right now.
Speaking of
our topic. So we're talking about drinking and how the outgoing Surgeon General said that, and other people have said that drinking is probably not
good for you.
See, I'm not all in on that. I think again, moderation is sort of the line.
Well, there's probably a difference between saying it's good for you versus it is bad for you. So you're saying it's neutral.
Yeah.
In moderation, it is neutral. But I don't think there's any amount of alcohol that's actually good for you.
I use the food analogy. So if I sort of essentially cut fast food out of my diet. Now, I love fast food, but I realize that too much fast food is bad for you. Would a George Webb burger next week sometimes, hopefully Wednesday when I can make it, would that be bad for me? Probably not. No. So moderation is sort of the line. And we got texters saying it's all over the place. Moderate drinking, I would say, is 4 to 5 beers 2 days a week. That seems more than moderate to me.
In one setting.
Yeah.
See, and this is where I feel like the science comes back. Is it like if you 1 to 2 days a week, you're drinking and you're kind of binge drinking? So if you're like, I don't drink during the week and then I go out on the weekends and I get after it. Like I think, so apparently they do this in Iceland. So Mike's gone to Iceland before, and he was just shocked by how hard they hit it on the weekends. But during the week, no one drinks. And then, like, shot after shot after shot. Maybe it was just the people he found and he tends to gravitate towards. But he said that was kind of the culture there as far as weekend, heavy drinking, week, little drinking. And I don't know if it's moderate drinking if you have 1 a day. So if it ends up being in a week, you have 7 drinks in a week. Does it matter if they're spread out evenly or does it matter if it's in one setting?
That's a great question that I don't have the answer to.
How much work is your liver doing?
Lots of texters are making the line, not moderation, not the word moderation or moderate, is drunk versus not drunk.
But the thing with that, so I am a 5'10", 150-pound woman who has drank most of my adult life, right? So I can drink most women that I know under the table if need be, right? So like my tolerance level is very different than like my 100-pound friend who drinks 1 glass of wine is like, whoo, I'm feeling that. And so it's like if being drunk takes different levels of how much you're drinking, and some of that is dependent on how much you've already, like trained your body to do it, right? So I don't know if that's actually a good indicator.
You also lose your perception to know how you're actually drunk you are when you've had more than 2 drinks anyway.
Thus, drinking and driving.
The thing that I never understood this, as someone who was a bartender, knew the rules about serving or over-serving. We have very strict penalties for drunk driving. But here's the thing. We let people go to bars and restaurants to consume alcoholic beverages. They have no way of legally knowing if they're drunk or not. You can't measure your own blood alcohol level in a bar. So you have to guess, which has always seemed so crazy to me. I could be just below or I could be just above. The just above can get you in serious legal trouble. But you have no way of knowing that when you leave that bar if you've had 2 drinks. You have no way of knowing.
You could buy your own breathalyzer.
I suppose. And
those you can buy. I mean,
wouldn't it be wild?
I'm sure we could go on Amazon right now and buy a breathalyzer.
We'll Google that during the break. But wouldn't it be wild that at some point in the future, if that's sort of how it's done, when you leave, I shouldn't be driving.
I mean, that's the thing. I think it's California. Maybe it's even in Wisconsin. But if you've had enough DUIs that they put a breathalyzer in your car and you can't start your car.
I know someone that had that in Wisconsin. Yeah. So that's everywhere, which is a good thing.
Should I buy you a breathalyzer? Is that your birthday gift?
That's not my birthday gift, which is October 11th if you're interested. All right, we got lots more to get to. We're broadcasting live.
We're going to come back to the weed store. The MAGA.
Yes.
MAGA's not very happy about weed.
Updates.
Yeah.
She's Kristin. I'm Steve. It's Point Taken live from Delavan, the beautiful Lake Lawn Resort, Pella. Windows and Doors, Golf Classic, WTMJ, of course, putting it on with all our partners and teammates. A fun day to be had. We're just getting warmed up. Lots more to come.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. Consider joining us Saturdays at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. I love the show because it really highlights all the great things that are wonderful in our awesome state. Especially during the summer, it's fun. We're going to spin you around the state. This week, we head north. It's the Northwoods and Rhinelander. That's going to be a really fun conversation. And a new dog park comes to downtown Milwaukee. We'll have that discussion with Milwaukee Downtown. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for QC Kinetics. Here's real life, real time. So I'm going to be golfing after our show today. And I've had some elbow problems. I went to QC Kinetics, talked to Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her entire team. They're outstanding, by the way, and they're fun people besides all the great work they do. They do regenerative treatments. So not surgery, not meds or pills. The scalpel thing scares people. But this is an opportunity to sort of find a different way. And you can even bring your old X-rays and MRIs if you want, so you can look at those and sort of get a sense of what's ailing you. For me, it was elbow. And as I was hitting golf balls last night, as I'm playing golf today, I thank QC Kinetics for allowing me to do that with just 2 treatments of 5 that I eventually will have throughout this summer into the fall. Don't let your pain get in the way of your happy life, especially your golf game if you're a golfer. And we're out at a golf course today. Worst case, you learn something new if you talk to the team out there at QC Kinetics. But here's what I want you to do. Do what I did. Call them. Because I'm a patient, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Do something different. With your pain, manage your pain, figure it out. They can help you at QC Kinetics.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's and women's area jeans, 25% off, $5 off men's Dickies jeans starting at $24.99, and 20-inch Beyond Breeze box fans, $18.99 while supplies last. Rewards members save an extra $3. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. It's fairly obvious they were inspired by Hassellus Mattress. Hassellus showrooms are employee-free, plus unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic, plus free next-day delivery, plus 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Maybe we should change our name to Hassellus Plus. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassellus.com.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
We are broadcasting. We're having fun even when we're not on the air. We're broadcasting live from Delavan. Beautiful Delavan. Beautiful day. Why are we here? Well, Pella Windows and Doors Golf Classic from WTMJ. All our great partners are here. All of our great teammates are here. Most of them who could get out. We got the producer Jazz is back in the studio. Probably going to get out here at some point today. Hopefully that's the case because she's working hard back at our Avenue studios. All right, so we are, and thanks to Pella Windows and Doors for making this possible, and all our great partners at WTMJ. And if you've never been to Lake Lawn Resort, check it out. It's fantastic. The rooms are incredible. They've done a lot of remodels over the years and renovations. I've been through all of the phases over the last 25, 30 years. It is spectacular.
Like a stroll around the grounds later.
And yeah, it's a pretty course, and it's like I'm a big fan of mature trees, and they got a lot of those out here. And it looks like miraculously they don't have the storm problems that a lot of us in Milwaukee had.
Do you like bird watching?
No. Well,
okay.
I mean, in my bird bath, sure. But I'm not going to put like the binoculars.
There was something about the way you appreciate mature trees that seems like as you get older, you're
Why
like,
do you gotta
now all of a sudden I'm into bird watching.
Why do you got to make that sound weird like that?
I'm just.
I appreciate nature.
I know, so do I. But they're mature trees.
855-616-1620. If you're offended by Kristen's attack on Steve and his love of mature trees, I'm just kidding.
All right, so I thought this was interesting because it points to what you were saying. Do you think that any of you said specifically the rise of conservatism leading to people drinking less, which I know less about that, Ty.
That's
but
anecdotal.
I thought this was interesting because you and I kind of assumed that were President Trump to reclassify weed, that would largely be a win for him because I think most polls show most people, especially in Wisconsin, right?
Overwhelming.
People are just like, this makes so much sense. Well, apparently, at least some right-wing influencers, a lot of MAGA, had a meltdown over this week. So Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire, he fumed on X, claiming that cities that legalize marijuana deteriorate overnight. He said no country of potheads has ever thrived or ever achieved anything at all. What country is full of potheads?
Legalizing
Amsterdam's
marijuana
doing fine, right?
doesn't give you a country full of potheads. That's still a choice that people make. Right?
Charlie Kirk said something along the lines
Please tell me what Charlie Kirk had to say about it.
I hope this doesn't happen. We need to protect public spaces for kids. Everything already smells like weed, which is ridiculous. Let's make it harder to ruin public spaces, not easier.
I mean, that's a different question to me. Smoking marijuana in public versus legalizing so people can smoke it at home in their
there's
backyard.
public intoxication laws, right?
Yeah.
And so does that, if
why would it be
weed
different?
becomes legal, does there become a conversation around what does public highness look like?
Yeah, for me, law enforcement has to be involved in this conversation because you can be impaired by marijuana just like any other intoxicant or drug. So with that consideration, I think it's long past time. And I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. Medicinal marijuana, it's embarrassing that every state in the country doesn't already have that legalized. Help the people out there just trying to alleviate their pain. My goodness, that's a no-brainer. Lots more show to get to from Lake Lawn Resort. Majestic Oaks Golf Course hosting us today at the Pella Windows and Doors WTMJ Golf Classic. Kristin, Steve, point taken. News is next.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've talked about buying insurance on price alone, the risk that comes with that. Let's talk more specifics for folks listening. Some of the examples that you shared before we were on the air here were very interesting.
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here again. I've handled or overseen tens of thousands of insurance claims in the many years I've been in this business. Here are some of the most frequent mistakes I've seen. Claims involving water damage. There are some of the most complex claims to investigate and handle, but many buyers are not aware you can purchase coverage for flood or backup of sewers and drains. Electing not to buy certain coverages or even enough coverage is a frequent mistake, often done to try and save money. Cyber insurance. Many businesses still do not purchase this coverage. Business income and extra expense. My experience has shown many insurance buyers and their agents underestimate how much coverage their client will need. Vince, I've said it before. Low prices are great, but I can tell you that nothing stings like finding out you are uninsured or not adequately insured until after a loss.
So from all that, Jeff, what's the primary takeaway for folks listening right now?
It's important to work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or a family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11:01, we have 74 degrees, reaching for a high of 78, mostly sunny, maybe some smoke. Flood warnings in effect for Ozaukee County till tonight, Waukesha County for Saturday, and now Kenosha County till Monday. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. Flood damage in Milwaukee County has already exceeded $20 million. Emergency Management Director Cassandra Liebel says there have already been 2,400 damage assessment reports filed following last weekend's historic floods.
Bear with us. Be patient, give us grace as we collect information. This is a process that will take some time, and the first step in that is contacting 211 or submitting your information to 211.
On Wednesday, Governor Tony Evers formally requested federal aid from FEMA. The president must declare a disaster to trigger a federal response and allow agencies like FEMA to step in and allocate resources. President Trump now says he's unsure tomorrow's meeting with Russian President Putin will lead to an immediate ceasefire in Ukraine. He downplayed the idea of a joint news conference with Putin after they speak, even after the White House and Kremlin said one was planned. At the State Department, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the meeting has to produce some guarantees for Ukraine to be successful.
I think we all recognize that there'll have to be some conversation about security guarantees. There'll have to be some conversation about, territorial disputes and claims and what they're fighting over. All these things will be part of a comprehensive thing.
Trump meeting with Putin at a military base in Anchorage as he pushes to end the war in Ukraine. New inflation report is coming in hotter than projected. The Producer Price Index, which measures how much it costs to make certain goods, went up by 0.9% in July. Economists had been expecting an increase of 0.2%. Make it 12 straight wins for the Brewers. That means free burgers from George Webb. Vice President Brian Stamm tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
I don't know any other restaurant chain or restaurant brand that has something similar to this. I think what makes it just so unique is that it just dates back so far.
George Webb's will announce a burger giveaway date today at noon. The Milwaukee Brewers unveiling new details about Bob Uecker Day at the ballpark on Sunday, August 24th. Bob Costas will lead the festivities before the game, and a number of special guests from Bob's life will be on hand. Brewers Senior VP Matt Arnold tells Wisconsin's Morning News Mr. Baseball's been a huge influence during this recent surge.
It's a real thing. I mean, I think of him every single day. I think we all do. I mean, literally multiple times a day. I was thinking about him a big party yesterday, too. I mean, I definitely think he's with us.
Brewers off today. They start a 3-game series with the Reds tomorrow night. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 177 points. NASDAQ down 34. S&P 500 down 11. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 11:04.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, do it this week. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I visit often. The Friday, all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with a great old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy an 8-ounce grilled salmon, 2 scallops, and 2 shrimp with broccoli risotto topped with an all-new sweet teriyaki sauce. Also includes veggies, your choice of super salad, and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $54.99. And that's for 2 dinners. Relax with a cocktail on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is a summer must-see. It's gorgeous. And this Saturday only, enjoy 2 grilled salmon, scallops, and shrimp dinners for under $55. Dinner starts at 3. Arrive early. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Every night, desserts are buy one, get one free. Call and reserve today. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. On this week's edition, Mallory Payne from the Plover Area Convention and Visitors Bureau on things happening in central Wisconsin, and Lee Vandenbrink, owner of Aerial Wildlife Solutions, on knowing your property with technology. All things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
It's summer now, but you know what's coming down the pike? Yup, cold weather and high heating bills. Gene Miller here, and now is a great time to order new windows from my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. With national brands like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and Softlight, Hometown can offer replacement windows that fit every home, style, and budget. Whether you're looking for wood, Fibrex, fiberglass, or vinyl, Hometown has a product for you. August is Marvin month. Call or stop in to win a Yeti cooler. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Milwaukee won its 12th consecutive game, beating the Pittsburgh Pirates 12-5 in the final game of the Brewers homestand. The Brewers have the night off ahead of a road series with the Reds. Packers former president is staying in Green Bay. Mark Murphy was hired by the University of Wisconsin at Green Bay to be the school's executive in residence. Murphy was with the Packers from 2008 to this summer when he reached the mandatory retirement age of 70. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have water on the roadway, some flooding on I-41 north, about a mile beyond the ramp from County Line Road. That flooding has closed the right lane. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight. Waukesha County for Saturday, then Kenosha County now until Monday. Mostly sunny today with a high 78, clear and 65 overnight. Sunny and warm tomorrow with a high of 84. Then we've got a chance for showers and thunderstorms over the weekend into Monday. Saturday's high 88, Sunday's high 85, and Monday a chance for storms. Partly sunny with a high of 82. 77 in Madison, 75 in Green Bay, 74 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Majestic Oaks Golf Course at the Lake Lawn Resort for the WTMJ Classic. This is Point Taken. Now from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio, here's Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Welcome back. Quick break. We're still here at the golf course enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the perfect weather. We're so happy to be out here with Pella Windows and Doors and all of our wonderful partners. But, you know, it is Thursday in the 11 o'clock hour, so we still have to touch base with Jeremy and Jannene, who is not with us at the golf course. He is on the phone. Jeremy, are you a golfer?
Not a good one, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Love the honesty.
Can golf, not well.
I mean, the can might even be a stretch.
Got it. All right. Well, let's get right into it because we only have you for a half hour today. But so obviously it's a beautiful weather today, which was not the case over the weekend. And so what are some of the stories that you've been following since the flooding happened on Saturday night?
Yeah, since I woke up at midnight going into Sunday morning, my life has taken a turn on what I'm writing about this week, and that's actually good news compared to what so many people in Milwaukee are experiencing who have flooded basements, have just countless damage to their homes and their possessions, and I mean their lives have been uprooted. And so the important thing for those people is to call 211. That'll help the city, the county, and the state build their case, regardless if you live in the city of Milwaukee or anywhere in the region. That'll help the state build its case to get federal aid, and that could actually end up putting money not in your pocket because your damages are unfortunately going to outweigh what you'll get, but it could help down the line. But there is a silver lining, and all the coverage I've done is focused on the Department of Public Works and the cleanup effort. The silver lining for the Department of Public Works is this new smart city software system that they put into every garbage truck the city has really expedited and made it far more efficient to pick up the mess that unfortunately too many of our city streets have.
So what does that mean?
I was gonna say, what does it look like? What is it?
What are we talking about?
Sure. So it's not exactly the sexiest thing in the world. We have every garbage truck in the city now has a smartphone in it, and that replaces a clipboard. And you're like, wow, that's novel year 2000 technology. But it's all integrated into a system so that if a garbage truck is going down the street and they see that your garbage bins are overflowing and they can't pick it up, or your garbage bin is destroyed, whatever, they take a photo and reports it back to DPW headquarters, and then that issue gets flagged. And previously there was lots of concerns, I've written about this for several years, that data wasn't getting back, drivers weren't writing on this clipboard little paper notes. I was on this intersection, I saw this issue. Now they're taking photos, getting hundreds of items reported. And how that's helping right now is the city wants to go where it can make the most impact fastest. So that's the streets that are going to have the most damage. It will eventually pick everything up, but it wants to go to those most impacted areas first. Well, now the drivers are able to take photos of streets, of alleys, of all the debris laid out, and they can dispatch these 12 skid steer teams that are just specializing in going around the city picking up. So yesterday the mayor actually grabbed a shovel and was out helping at the corner of 19th and Fairmount on the northeast side, and DPW Commissioner Gerald Kruschke demonstrated how this technology works.
Jeremy Jannene joining us from UrbanMilwaukee.com. An emailer reached out to me a couple days ago about telling the story of people that needed help, and one of the things that they mentioned was, and I'll make it looking at what we do here on the radio and in the media, that there was a lot of focus on the suburbs who had like extreme rain totals, but that Milwaukee's problems were also severe enough, and you don't have to look any further. It's not Milwaukee, but West Dallas is right on that border. Do you think that the Milwaukee piece of this was underreported from a media perspective? Because I've been driving around all the neighborhoods just doing different things this week, and it seems like it's everywhere, Milwaukee included.
Yeah, I don't know that I would say it's – I got a text from my mother-in-law that, hey, it was on Good Morning America this weekend. Is your house flooded? And what you hear on Good Morning America is Milwaukee, and we've had calls into our gift shop from people from Chicago out there, and I'm like, hey, can I even come to Milwaukee? So I think people out of town are associating it not as a suburb or city issue, but they're looking at Milwaukee as a region that's having the issue. Certainly, when you look at Timmerman Airport and James Madison High School, those were the two rain gauges that had the most rain, and those are both in the city. Now we know that across the whole city, like on the southeast side towards the airport, there was a lot less rain. Still a lot of rain. I mean, an insane amount of rain, but almost twice as much on the northwest side. And that matches because Menominee Falls and Butler, the two suburbs that are right there, also got hammered with a lot of rain. And then that southwest side, that West Dallas area, that also got hammered with a lot of rain. So it's everywhere.
Have we started to see any kind of estimates of how many people, how much this is going to cost? Because you said that they're trying to collect more information to make the case for FEMA to get here. What is the estimate so far?
I've yet to hear like a good number, and part of that is that there's just such a request right now, like keep calling. We need to actually know. If you just put your stuff out on the curb, that doesn't help the request to the federal government to get aid back to Milwaukee. You need to let someone know an estimate of how much your damage is, and you can do that by calling 211, and that data gets all aggregated to build that case.
He's Jeremy Jannene, UrbanMilwaukee.com. We'll take a quick break here. Lots more to get to, including some storms' impact on Milwaukee libraries and city trying to do everything it can to help its residents recover from record-setting flooding. Continue with Point Taken live from Delavan, the Lake Lawn Resort, Majestic Oaks Golf Course, hosting today Pella Windows and Doors WTMJ Classic.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Milwaukee Weight Loss. If you've been watching on YouTube or on our live stream, you know that I have lost some weight, 40 pounds. Sometimes it's 42, 43, depending on the day. Since January, didn't do it by myself. If you've tried some of the trendy stuff, the shots and the gimmicky things, meals, bars, shakes, I went with a company and a program, Milwaukee Weight Loss, that helped me lose the weight without excessively working out. All the prepackaged stuff, the drugs and injections, none of that. Just real results that last. They reset your metabolism. What does that mean? It changes the way you eat, changes the way you live your life. The weight comes off and stays off. And I'm 7+ months now into this, and I weigh less than I did when my reduction phase ended, which ended in, I think, March of this year. So you can do it. Sometimes you need help. It's doctor-developed, natural, and help thousands of people just like me and you potentially lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. People ask me about it all the time. It works. You can do it yourself. Requires willpower and a desire to change your life in a positive way. Milwaukee Weight Loss, incredible team, great coaches, always there for you. Schedule your free consultation. Just go and talk to them. Ask them the questions. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com or call them today. Even easier. 262-393-2334. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Oh, would that be the Femmes? Violent as they were? Yeah. Do you know the connection to me and the Violent Femmes?
To you and the Violent Femmes?
Yes.
No.
So one of their members, Gordon Gano, grew up 2 blocks from my house in Oak Creek. Now, I was
Were you
already
buddies?
No,
because
he was
kickball together.
No, he's much younger than me.
Oh.
But he grew up literally, and the house is still there. He's long gone, of course, to incredible fame. And Eric Bilson did a great piece on the Femmes.
Oh,
by the way.
I heard that driving in today.
Check it out at WTMJ.com. Eric always does great
this
work.
week.
All right, Jeremy, Jannene, UrbanMilwaukee.com. Where's that gift shop again that people always ask me about, Jeremy?
Corner of Milwaukee and Mason. And Steve, I have to give you a little bit of a hard time. That was not Blister in the Sun. That was the Bodines. So another great.
Oh, was that the
Milwaukee
Bodines?
band.
That was the Bodines. See, I know music to some degree, so I apologize to all.
I didn't know it at all. So.
I thought it was the Femmes. Yeah, no problem.
I mean, I know the song. I never know who
Yeah.
sings which song for the most part.
See, Jeremy knows better than I do.
There you go.
That's why he's a guest on the show.
Jeremy, are you good at trivia?
I've been known to be pretty good at that.
You strike me as someone who's very good at trivia, so I will recruit you to be on my team next time we go out. All right, let's move on. Port traffic is down 24% so far in 2025 versus 2024. Tell us a little bit more about that.
The headline thing, of course, is tariffs. But actually, if you look at the port traffic, it was down before that magic, I forget what Trump called his day when he announced
Liberation Day?
tariffs in March. Liberation Day, there we go. In January and February already, port traffic was down. And a large part of that is because one of the port really measures itself by bulk commodities. And when you think of a bulk commodity that comes into Milwaukee, that's salt. Well, we had a more mild winter, and I believe there's been some issues at the Canadian salt mine where a lot of our salt comes from. So going into the year in January, port traffic was down 59%, 80% in February, and 50% in March. But then it actually rebounded starting in April and May, and some of that's that salt catching up. But year over year, looking at 2025 versus 2024, it's down 24%. But there is a bright spot at the port, and that's the agricultural maritime export facility. And you're like, what is that? it's really an example of how the port is a regional facility. It exports this byproduct of ethanol manufacturing. It's kind of this leftover grain that has a lot of water in it. We, as the United States, sell it to other countries that don't have as much feed for their livestock. And that facility was the biggest facility to open on the port in many, many decades, has done gangbusters business this year. At least 5 vessels have gone out versus 1 through the same time last year.
Jeremy, sort of unrelated, but as someone who drives the Hone Monday through Friday, twice a day, the work on that sort of that fill area, they put the pier system in, and they're ongoing filling that in. Eventually, that's just going to be like the one that's south of it, just a filled-in area for what, future use?
Yeah, so what you're actually seeing there is, I describe it as a concrete bathtub being built. And what Steve's talking about is at the south end of the Hone Bridge on the lakeside, there's this big wall being constructed, and eventually the water inside of it will be drained. And what's going to go in that bathtub is a large dredging effort for the entire Milwaukee region, getting the area of concern federal designation, big environmental cleanup effort. This 1980s designation, Milwaukee will be able to get off that list with a lot of EPA funding, We Energies, MMSD, a lot of partners coming together to clean up. You're seeing things like a dam removal and cleanup of Clutch Park, way up on the north part of the Milwaukee River. There's projects on the Kinnickinnick River. Getting that kind of industrial legacy of Milwaukee cleaned up once and for all when it comes to the rivers.
All right, that's Jeremy and Jannene from Urban Milwaukee. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Milwaukee County Zoo and transportation at the airport. So stay with us on Point Taken.
It's Debbie Lazaga for
Jazz.
Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $200 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin, any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy 1, 2, or a set of 4. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with any other tire offers.
Get a clear picture of their eye health at Shopko Optical with back-to-school comprehensive eye exams. Vince Vetrano here for the experienced team at Shopko Optical, which can put your child at ease by encouraging them through the process and explaining their findings in a comfortable and relaxed environment. Feel confident that you're sending them back to class looking and feeling their best with personalized care and premium eyewear from Shopko Optical. Visit shopko.com to schedule an appointment today.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Siding Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Let me guess.
Did you get this one?
Yeah, I should say Bodines just to irritate everybody. Violent Femmes.
We only got one text saying Bodines?
I had Gordon Gano because somebody asked me about Gordon Gano and the Oak Creek connection yesterday. We were going back and forth. I do recognize the Bodines' brilliance and the Violent Femmes' brilliance because they're two great examples of some great bands that sort of are from here. Isn't that wild?
Mm-hmm.
And pretty significant bands, too. And sort of different kinds of music. Very cool. Anyway, Jeremy Jannene's not here to talk about music, but I'm sure he knows music. Yeah.
Big trivia guy.
All right. Can we afford, Jeremy? This is the question. Kristin wrote this down. I'm just reading it. Can we afford a new $17 million zoo entrance? Answer that question, please.
In my opinion, and you pay me to come on here to be objective, but I'm going to be subjective on this one. It's absurd to spend almost $18 million, $17.6 million, on a new entrance to the zoo that does not impact anything that happens once you get out of your car and you're in the zoo.
So what do you mean a new entrance? So it's not the entry, the foyer, like walking into the zoo?
Correct. It's essentially the toll booth on your way into the zoo and a new plan or route around that. If you've been to the zoo with Frankie, Kristin, recently,
I have.
If you haven't yet, those days are coming. The traffic on busy days can back up onto Blue Mountain Road because you don't actually pay for the zoo at the lobby, which is how you normally pay for everything else in the world. At the zoo, you pay at this toll booth. You pay for your parking and your tickets all at the same time. And so this line backs up because there's only 4 or 5 booths, and all of a sudden, if everyone comes at 11, you get this backup on the road. Now, the county's already spent $1.7 million on engineering. The proposal now is the zoo says we'll move forward on a $17.6 million construction project. But the rub is that the county only has $71 million it wants to spend on capital projects this year. And our committee has already said, no, we don't want to spend that money. It doesn't score well enough on our list of all priorities. But things are moving ahead with Area Supervisor Sean Rowland pushing the project with his colleagues to try and get it funded for the county to exceed its cap or cut something else.
This might be a stupid idea, but couldn't they just have people pay for the zoo in the lobby, and this would save $17 million?
Yeah, you would think that the solution out there is, hey, let's just have everyone pay when they get here. Let's use more prepaid lines. Like, as I can speak as a zoo member, I have to wait in the general public line, even though when I finally get up to the window, I just wave a car and move in, or a card and fly by. So you could do all kinds of, I think, little things around the fringes to really eliminate the big problem that's occurring without spending almost $18
Without spending that kind of money. Like, it seems like there just needs we need a bigger brainstorming session.
I completely agree. There's got to be other ways to do this. So hopefully smarter heads will prevail here. Before we let you get out of here, another big county function is running the airport. The county apparently is suing the federal government over grant terms. Explain what that is.
Yeah, going back a couple months now, we talked about this city suing the Trump administration, and we didn't quite have the specifics yet because it was a closed session discussion, and I could only get this little bit in the public record. Well, the city has now joined that lawsuit, and Milwaukee County has joined the lawsuit. It's the Public Rights Project, which is a national organization, is leading this lawsuit on behalf of all kinds of different governments. Dane County is also part of it. But here is Milwaukee County's argument as it relates to Mitchell Airport, that the Trump administration is imposing grant terms on airport grants. The airport relies on all kinds of grants to rebuild runways, all kinds of just infrastructure for the airport, that the new requirements the Trump administration has imposed require the county to certify it will cooperate with and not impede federal immigration agents, and it also must certify that it does not have any DEI policies. Now, Airport Director Brian Transick says none of those conditions appear in prior FAA arguments. The legal argument, though, is that the president is overstepping the boundaries established by Congress when it appropriated the funding for the grants. So that this money exists and that the president is imposing more restrictions on it than Congress previously said he could.
I feel like I've heard that argument about 100 times in the last 6 months. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously something that's going to be parsed out the federal level and the state and local level as we try to figure these things out as rules change from Washington, D.C., trickling all the way down to Milwaukee. Jeremy Jannene always does great reporting.
What do you got coming up this week, Jeremy?
Milwaukee.
Well, the Housing Authority just can't stay out of the news. I'll have a report later today on nepotism within the agency. The HR director was fired as a result of this, and the former number 2 deputy director also is accused of nepotism in a new third-party audit. And then I have lots of odds and ends and, of course, more coverage on the storm and the cleanup effort from it.
Awesome.
Always does great work. UrbanMilwaukee.com is where you can check out his reporting, all of the reporting. We just got, the mobile studio just got hit by a golf ball. Did you hear that?
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, it's laying right there. I was wondering what that was, but thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, buddy.
When you're not immune from being hit by a golf ball.
So wait, where did it hit us?
It's on the top of the mobile studio here. So that was the excitement.
So it could have come in and just...
It would have been a very difficult shot, but if it bounced the right way, it could have got whacked. Right
Have you ever gotten hit by a golf ball?
In the back, yeah.
My mom got hit by a golf ball.
Yeah.
It was her last day golfing ever.
Really?
So this is this.
That was it for
I'll tell
her.
this short story. So this is in Madison. My brother had some friend that wasn't like... It was the first time my parents had ever met this friend. And, you know, obviously the ladies' tee box further ahead than the men's tee box. So she's up golfing. She turns around, and the friend on his tee off hit her right in the chest, and she just dropped, and she never played golf again.
Yeah, I get that because
Yeah.
I've seen people get hit and like blood pouring out of them. So it can happen, but most people are safe, and you always yell for if you're hitting an errant shot. All right, lots more to get to in what would be our final half hour, broadcasting live from Delavan and the beautiful Lake Lawn Resorts. We have our beautiful WTMJ Classic. Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors, all of our great partners. Huh?
It's now dented.
Yeah, we dented the mobile studio. So all that coming up after the news, which is next.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The producer price index is out and shows inflationary pressure last month. It's just one gauge the Federal Reserve Board is weighing as it looks to lower interest rates next month. ABC's Jim Ryan with more.
And they seem to give contradictory indications about inflation. Prices paid by producers rose an unexpectedly high 0.9% in July compared to the month before. But at the same time, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that weekly jobless claims fell by 3,000 in the latest reading. Continuing claims also fell, surprising Wall Street analysts.
Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the man charged this week for allegedly throwing a sandwich at CBP patrol officer in Washington, D.C. was a Justice Department employee, and Bondi says he's since been fired and faces a felony charge. Tomorrow's meeting between President Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin is raising questions. The president says there is a bigger chance still he will not be able to convince Putin to end the war in Ukraine, but says there would be severe consequences if he doesn't agree. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. City of Milwaukee Health Department has guidelines for Milwaukee homes and businesses to clean up safely after the historic flooding. The department recommends wearing boots and gloves to clean and says if your power went out for more than 4 hours, toss any refrigerated foods. Brewers just won 12 in a row. That means free burgers from George Webb. George Webb says they'll announce the giveaway date today at noon. George Webb's gave away free burgers following Brewers' winning streaks in 1987 and 2018. Rent-free homes coming to Milwaukee to help struggling veterans make ends meet. Kansas City-based Veterans Community Project, Inc. plans to build 40 tiny homes near 60th Street and West Green Tree Road. Construction to start later this year. Veterans will get free rent along with support services. Project hopes to receive $4 million in state funding to help begin development and on-site work for the tiny homes. Time for some news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow down 204 points, 44,718. NASDAQ down 46 at 21,666. S&P 500 down 16 points at 6,450. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Still have one right lane closed because of flooding on the roadway. This is going to be I-41 US 45 North, almost a mile beyond the ramp from County Line Road. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Flood warnings remain in effect for Ozaukee County until tonight. Waukesha County for Saturday, then Kenosha County now until Monday. Mostly sunny today with a high of 78, clear and 65 overnight. Sunny and warm tomorrow with a high of 84, then thunderstorms roll in again for the weekend. Chance of rain and storms Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Saturday's high 88, Sunday's high 85, Monday a chance for showers and storms, partly sunny with a high of 82. 77 in Madison, 75 in Green Bay, 74 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:33.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. So don't turn on your oven today. Enjoy a free pizza at the Mine Shaft. Buy one pizza, get one free. Buy 5, get 5 free pizzas. You want 100 pizzas? You'll get 100 free pizzas. Any size, any quantity. Coaches, bring in your soccer and baseball team for free pizza. Your players will love that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your hardworking employees. Order now and pick up your free pizza shortly. They will appreciate you. Don't cook. Take your family to the cool and comfortable Mine Shaft for free pizza. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Buy one pizza today, get one free. Just walk on in. And the Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $7.99. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft Restaurant. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
We see you out there making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's Rustler jeans, $16.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. Men's Lee Extreme Motion jeans, $21.99. 15% off assorted Brinks padlocks. And a DeWalt shop stool with casters, $20 off. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Point taken. We are out here at Lake Lawn Resort at the Majestic Oaks Golf Course. It's the Pella Windows and Doors WTMJ Golf Classic. I think I need to go warm up a little bit. Can you hit the ball, Steve, like Happy Gilmore? Can you do the gallop and hit?
I don't suggest that, especially at my advanced
I think it's
age.
harder than just hitting the ball normally.
It is. Even for pro golfers, it's hard. And I would never encourage anyone to do that on a real golf course because you can hurt somebody or yourself.
Okay.
So this is sort of a lead into a story I want to tell that I heard from a family relative, a relation of mine. And it has to do with the impact of when you say you're going to make cuts and then what happens at the back end when someone is impacted by those cuts. So we'll start with this. CBS is reporting, and Politico, that many of the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, claims and cuts are extremely exaggerated. For example, Political analysis, they claimed $52.8 billion in contract savings. The actual amount that's verified is 1.4. That's a significant reduction.
That's a big
right?
difference. Yeah.
Another example, DOGE claimed they had a $232 million cut from Social Security. It actually was, at the end of the day, $560,000, which is still bad. I mean, you don't want fraud, but, I mean, come on. That's a massive
But
program.
didn't they fire a lot of people?
Yes, and that's a
so
great...
where are the savings of those salaries?
Not
Which I
just-
have to imagine is more than $500,000.
Well, who's reporting that? Because the accounting from this administration is also questionable now, and we know all about the jobs numbers. All right. So why am I bringing this up? So a relation of mine told me this story. 2 or 3 years ago, they had their identity stolen. A woman sort of basically became them, including taking their own picture and putting on all their IDs so that they had an ID that it was a different face, but all the information was my relatives. And throughout the last 3 years, there's been lawsuits and cases and some decisions. Ultimately, this person's still out there doing the same thing over and over again. Was caught, went to jail for a short time, released. Like the penalty does not fit the crime, in my opinion.
Okay.
Fast forward to today. Recently, this person did it again to my relative. And the FBI office in a state that's not Wisconsin contacted this person and said, do you know anything about this? And my relative goes, I've been living this hell for 3 years. How do you not know this? They had to fill in the FBI agent from a different state on the details of the case. And here's the startling thing. This is the part that drives me nuts. And this is what I said would happen. The FBI agent, it might be a special agent, might be not. I don't want to say what it is exactly. But they said to them, We don't have the manpower or the workload capacity to do these investigations. And basically my relation had to feed them through email all of the documentation for the last 3 years.
Good thing she still had it.
Yes, because that is a problem, people. Here's the real-life impact of what DOJ did and the government has done to the FBI. When they're done, they'll have eliminated 1,500 positions. They've closed the FBI office in Washington, D.C. And here's the shocking one. The real work gets done by special agents. 700 less across the United States. Anybody think that's a good idea? Because, and this is such a classic thing, you and I have talked about this a lot. Unless it impacts you directly or someone you know, it's like, that's somebody else's problem. Until it gets to you.
Until it's your problem.
And they steal your identity, and you now have to fill in an FBI agent because they can't even find or get access to the information that you have sitting in your hand in your home in a different state.
Do you feel like that's happening at all now? Because obviously, as we were just talking to Jeremy Jannene, asking the public to document the damage done to their property so that we can make the case for FEMA to get involved, because as of right now, there still is no, the president has not declared this a disaster, so nothing has triggered FEMA to come and provide assistance. It would not be a stretch to imagine that there were people who were fans of President Trump, and even a month ago, when they were talking about cutting FEMA at the end of this storm season, people were like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, how many of those people who currently are dealing with the flooding in their house are maybe rethinking that?
How can you not be? Because that has been the agency that has been tasked with helping people after natural disasters. Anybody out there in the greater Milwaukee area, greater southeastern Wisconsin, maybe even beyond that, actually, I don't know how far that impact went, who doesn't feel like maybe this is the time when you want the federal government to step up? The state can only do so much, right? You want the federal government to say, okay, document your damages and your losses. Here's what we can do. And if that process is slowed any step of the way, we know that Governor Evers has signed off on the emergency declaration. We know that we've heard from our congressmen, Gwen Moore and Scott Fitzgerald, that they are already working on making sure the president's aware of this. But we need that presidential declaration to make all of this stuff start happening. And if you're sitting at your house with a front yard filled with everything that used to be in your basement, I would get the idea that your patience is going to be rather thin.
Do you think it's political at all?
I hope not, because that's ridiculous.
Because that was starting to be some of the claims once the floods in Texas happened and there was immediate emergency response. Meanwhile, California is still waiting for funds for their response from the fires back in January. And so there was enough people that I read online trying to claim that this was political, right, as far as a blue state versus a red state. And I almost wrote an article about it. I was like, I don't feel like there's enough proof here to make that argument. But what I was going to write was basically like, what happens when Wisconsin has a natural disaster? Well, now we're here, and I don't think it's political, but what else could be dragging his feet? Does it not rise to the occasion because there's not enough damage? There's not enough loss of human life?
I hope that's not the case. But it is interesting because the president went to Texas right away, and he's obviously met with the governor when he was there. We have a Democratic governor and a Republican president, at least in name only. It is interesting to me, and there's a lot going on in the life and work schedule of Donald Trump. He's got a big meeting on Friday with Vladimir Putin. So I'm not saying he's not busy. But when I hear our representatives in our state say we are asking, it's got to be more than that. You have a president, including one who Scott Fitzgerald, I assume, agrees with most of the time. Mm-hmm. Beyond the ask, what are you like following up and saying, look, we need to get this done now because these people they're living a certain hell when your basement is full of water and all your stuff's on the front lawn. That is not a normal way to live, and it's not healthy because, as we've reported on 620 WTMJ, 48 hours after these things, when your stuff's sitting there's mold problems, which you then breathe in, which causes more problems. Again, the short-term versus long-term conversation about this stuff drives me nuts. This has to be addressed. The president needs to declare it a disaster. And if it's political, shame on the president. If it's not, sign off. Let's get this going. That's the way to do it. And if you're our elected representative in Wisconsin and you're not working on this as your top priority, you're not doing your damn job. What's more important right now than that? She's Kristin. I'm Steve Point, taken live from Delavan, the beautiful Lake Lawn Resort, Majestic Oaks Golf Course, hosting Pella Windows and Doors Golf Classic from WTMJ. All of our partners, all of our teammates out here on this beautiful day. Fairways are shining. Sun is shining. We're going to golf in a little bit. We're going to talk about golf in the next section. I'm ready. I hit some balls last night.
You warmed up? You got those hips stretched
The
out?
hips are fine. Everything's working good. She's Kristin. I'm Steve Point taking 620 WTMJ.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well, born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi for Annex Wealth Management. You've heard me talk about Annex a lot. We have Dave Spano on the program on Mondays. Maybe your friends and neighbors have too. Isn't it time for you? Get your financial house in order, not just for today, but for the long road ahead in these uncertain times. Certainly defines it, right? A focused plan built by the fee-only fiduciaries at Annex Wealth Management is more than smart. It's essential. Head to AnnexWealth.com. Great start. And when you're there, hit the now famous Get Started button. Takes you right where you need to go. Annex makes it seamless, handling everything, retirement investment planning, tax planning, estate planning, all in one place. Meet at one of their 8 convenient locations. I've been at most of them. Awesome. Connect virtually if you want to, via Zoom. Always a thing. And make sure to check out their Instant Insight webinar series. I've done a couple of these. The One Big Beautiful Bill has so many moving parts, from taxes to planning. Annex has designed these to make it convenient to get you up to speed. Hundreds of people have taken advantage of it. You should too. You can get details at annexwealth.com/events. Not all financial planners are created equal. Know the difference. Take charge of your future. Start at Annex Wealth Management, annexwealthmanagement.com.
Bill Berrien is a former Navy SEAL, a businessman, and he's running for governor.
I'm Bill Berrien. While the globalists and corrupt politicians shipped our jobs to China, I went all in on Wisconsin. At my manufacturing business, we hire American, build American, and take the fight to China. I'm an outsider and a businessman who puts America first, just like President Trump. Together, we will make Wisconsin manufacturing great again.
Bill Berrien for governor, paid for by Bill for Wisconsin.
We got spirit, yes we do. We got spirit, how about you?
Hi, I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Downtown Employee Appreciation Week is back August 18th through the 22nd with daily giveaways, office challenge games, and much more. It's all designed to boost your team's spirits. Learn how your company can participate at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey, it's Jeff Sherman, host of The Upswing. Working downtown doesn't just mean being at the center of business. It means you're a part of Milwaukee's heartbeat. There are so many perks, whether it's grabbing a quick bite, catching a show after work, or connecting with people who care and share the passion for the city. And Downtown Employee Appreciation Week, August 18th through 22nd, is when it all comes alive in a special way. If you want to discover more on how you can live, work, and play right here in the heart of it all, check out MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
We didn't talk about golf. We're live in Delvin, Lake Lawn Resort. If you've ever been out, you got to check it out. It's a gorgeous facility. Been here for a long time, but it's been revamped, renovated. It's spectacular. Hosting us today, Pella Windows and Doors, WTMJ Classic. We're playing golf. We'll be playing golf in moments. We'll see how good your golf game is. Mine, judging on
Mine's very hit or miss.
Yeah, well, that's most people.
I would say I get 50% of my shots are pretty good, and then there's 50% are
on some days that works, and some days it doesn't.
Didn't keep my head down.
The cool thing about events like this, one is the networking opportunities are great, and we met some partners or even future partners for things that you and I are talking about doing. But it's a sort of a celebration of why we think WTMJ is such a great place to work, and it's such a great place for people to work with us. You meet all the partners that you talk about.
You hear their jingles.
You hear their jingles, their commercials, their ads. We don't often gather like this, and this is like sort of the one-of event where you get to meet all of them, and many of them are my partners, the Loyal Family Renovation folks, and some of the other ones. Rose Gray, Fox Road Travel. We're going to be golfing with her momentarily, and her husband's out here. Rose and I have some big news that we're going to announce in a couple. Oh yeah,
I didn't know this.
More big news. Yeah,
more big.
You might be mad about this one.
Is it another trip?
It's another trip. Yeah. Anyway, so. As we go out there today, what's your mindset? You're not a regular golfer. What's your mindset today? What are you going to try to accomplish on the golf course?
To hit the ball
Just get
far
hit.
and straight.
Are you mad at yourself if you don't hit the ball? Are you that competitive?
No, I mean, I laugh it off, and then I eventually get frustrated because I also want someone there to like correct me. So like I need you there to be able to say like, oh, you didn't keep your head down.
Would it be awkward if
Or-
I went around you?
Yes, that would be awkward. But as far as giving me some, like the last time I played in, what was that, June?
You played, not too long
I played
ago.
in June for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission golf event, and I was with 3 of my girlfriends, and I was the best golfer out of the 4. And so as I would splice it and it would go in the wrong direction.
Slice.
Whatever. And none of them could tell me like what I did wrong.
Well, if they're
And so
bad
that is,
golfers.
I think that's the thing. Is like I am a big fan of constructive criticism, and I try to incorporate it so I can get better. And so if there's no one there to tell me like, oh, you did this or that, and I just keep doing it again and again poorly, then I get frustrated.
A quick story. So when I used to manage people around the country, one of my employees, her partner was a golf pro.
Okay.
And so my employee said, she'll, give you a few lessons. And so I go out there, and Seattle's a long way, a long trip. So I'm out there, and I didn't have my clubs, but she had better clubs than I had, frankly. And she gets me out there on the driving range, and she goes, we're going to set up a camera, and then you just do your thing. So I hit a couple of shots. She goes, don't do any of that. That was the first thing she said. But here's the great thing. This was 20 years ago, probably.
Okay.
She said, here's a couple quick tips. 1, keep your head down. 2, slow it down. Like, what are you trying? You're not killing the ball. Just nice and easy swing. If you can get your swing right and the contact right, most of it's going to work out pretty well. But if you're like lashing at the ball or going from outside to inside and you're slicing the ball over the place or hooking it severely going the other way, you're not going to be a good golfer. So patience, calm, slow it down. Don't get angry at a bad shot. That was the advice she gave me 20 years ago, and I became
Still got it?
I'm a better golfer because of that one day, and that was free.
It's free advice.
Free advice. So I will try to give you some advice if you need it. Maybe you'll hit the ball well.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't know.
All right, we got one more break to take. We're going to hand it off to Jessica and Greg at some point after the news. We are broadcasting, as we said, from the beautiful Lake Lawn Resort, the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors Golf Classic.
Hey there, did you hear? There are still spots open for Girl Scout Summer Camp 2025.
Whether you're into water activities, arts and crafts, sports and games, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you.
Choose from GSY's day camps, overnight camps, community day camps, or Camp Hero.
Bring a friend and get ready for a summer full of adventure, friendship, and leadership. Register today and let's make this the best summer ever, Girl Scout style.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for QC Kinetics. You ever wake up with that pain in your back or your elbow? In my case, it's my elbow, or your knee or your other joints. Well, how about doing something about it? I went to QC Kinetics. I talked to Dr. Ashley Caravelli and their team and scheduled my treatments, 5 treatments throughout the summer, to make me feel better, to use my own body to help restore and repair this damaged joint, in my case, the elbow, using natural therapies, no surgery, none of the pills, no masking of the injuries that are bothering you. You can even bring your own x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free no-pressure chat, and you can find out if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you'll learn something new about yourself. Do what I did. Go to QC Kinetics. You will find out what is ailing you. You'll help your body heal itself. Here's the number, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Don't wait. Call now. QC Kinetics.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
What's on tap with Sandy Max?
This is that fire hose of fun that we call summer here in Wisconsin.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
Woodworking artist Ike Winter.
I'm at Summerfest and I'm a Milwaukee native, so I'm living the best life right now.
Academy Award winner John Ridley.
Very excited to announce Dance Fest.
The Pfister artist in residence Sasha Kinnens.
It was gallery night that just catapulted my career.
What's on tap with Sandy Max? Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Thanks to all of you who tuned in for 2 hours. Don't go anywhere because we have the news updates coming up with our local news and, of course, latest from ABC. And then Greg and Jessica. Now, they've been on the course for
They've warmed up the golf cart.
Now, Matzik's got game. He's a very good golfer.
Is he?
Him and Gabe Neitzel, I think.
I know they do their annual 100 holes in 10 hours or whatever it is.
They got skills, and I've seen Greg play a little bit. He's very good. So he'd probably be at the top of the list. I'm gonna be interested to see how the partners golf, who's good, who's not good. A couple of them told me honestly before, I'm suck at golf. So I will try.
That's why Scramble's great.
Yes, and that's where we can help them because we give them. Here's the cool thing about being.
They can use. Is that what we're offering? They can use our shot if
yes,
they have the best
extra
shot?
shots. So instead of the 4 shots they're going to get an extra shot that actually can make their score better. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking ahead to tomorrow. Bill McCoshen's off tomorrow.
Bill McCoshen is off.
So here's the idea. I know we were talking about that. We're doing a show talk on the air. I think I should play the role of Bill McCoshen.
Do you think you could play the role of Bill
Well, because
McCoshen?
I know what the MAGA takes are and everything. What if I just play the role of Bill McCoshen? And then you guys can react
You
to
might
it.
win back some fans. You've gotten a lot of angry emails lately, haven't you?
I did, which is sort of my sweet spot. And Greg, thank you for your kind thoughts, calling me a piece of work. I definitely call what I do work. The interesting thing about this job, and this is one of the things I appreciate because, frankly, I couldn't be doing other things. I love this job, and I love, even if it's negative, I love the feedback because you're telling me something that maybe I am not thinking about. And we've had these conversations away from the show a lot. Sometimes we over-focus on things, and maybe there's other things to talk about. So even a negative text or email, and I get a ton of emails, steve.scaffidi2s1d@wtmj.com, are helpful to me, so keep them coming. And here's the cool thing. Most cases, I'll try to respond to you. Not everybody does that. Most people just ignore that stuff. Not me.
I've gotten a couple of those.
What's your email? You want to give your email up?
KBREY@goodkarmabrands.com. That's K-Brey, even though it looks like K-Brey. And it rhymes if it's K-Brey.
KB.
It's Brey like try. Don't ask me why. That helps people.
I guess.
It correctly. Yeah.
You've used that before.
It's in my Instagram bio. It
All
helps
right.
people.
So we're going to head out on the course. You stay tuned. Greg and Jessica are ready to tell us what their course experience was like, and probably a whole lot more because they deliver the news spectacularly noon to 3 on 620 WTMJ. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with a McCoshen-less.
But Zepecki will be here.
Joe's ready because he thinks he's going to take advantage of me, but I'm going to go full MAGA on Joe, and we'll see how that works out. You think Joe's ready for that challenge?
I think Joe was born ready.
I'm going to read. I talked about homework yesterday a lot. My homework is to study up on the MAGA talking points. That's my homework tonight.
All right.
I've decided that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah, good pitch, good cheese.
All right, we are going to get out there, have fun, enjoy Greg and Jessica. News is next. Thank you, Jazz.
The 2025 Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes presented by